songs.
Yeah.
What who?
Yeah, on the last Unity Web Zoom call, he said if we're gonna support you, we need a mixtape about you.
Man, you know
He
Rashad.
said,
You know
"You want
Rashad
a real
been
mixtape
trying to get you
about
on
A lot of people, like 10 people, trying to put me on different songs and shit. But I like creativity. So even if I was to put out some shit, I wouldn't do it on the rap side. I'd do it like, you know how Lil Baby got all of the videos, and you be like, man, that's a creative ass video.
Yeah.
I just want to make videos. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was telling you. Like, you see, like, that's how we gotta get you. Like, just use product placement. Put you in a video
That's
situation.
same shit. I'm gonna do that with music. I'm gonna do that with everything else. We shit. She talking about we surely did.
Speaking of artists, y'all know for a fact that Jay-Z named the first billionaire in the hip hop industry.
Oh
He's
yeah.
the first billionaire artist, first hip hop artist as a billionaire.
Yeah, I think it was somebody invested in Tidal. Was it Sprint? They said.
Now he made $1 million in title.
But it was somebody that's what pushed him over, the investment in Tidal. And now Tidal is worth $100 million. I looked at the breakdown on Forbes. It was like $100 million for Tidal, $70 million for his.
Something like that for Tidal.
Nah, it was in his assets. It said. Matter of fact, we can go pull it up right now.
I thought I saw like.
I know it said.
350.
I know it said
basically,
that.
You know, he's 320. He got 310 million. He got 310 million from
Who?
Amanda. 300.
Say that
Bro. 300, bro.
300.
300 million for
300
what?
million.
Not 310s though.
Nah, not 310.
Not 310s, bro. I had 310s in the trunk one time. Bro.
Got 310s, bro. I had 412s, bro.
He's thumping in my little Lincoln, man. It was
The
cool.
boy said Lil Lincoln. And also he made 75 million in Rock Nation as well.
Yeah.
100 million in Tidal and also 100 million in D-Use, what you want to call that word.
Then they say his art was 70 million.
Yeah. He
And
was.
210 million in cash investments.
All right. So speaking of that, why is this loud like this? We can't put this down. You cut that down. But speaking of that, our investment portfolio is opening up tomorrow. So we got 99 people putting up $1,000. We getting $99,000 and turning it into $100 million.
Right.
Facts. So Jay-Z's rollout of becoming a billionaire was the same week as my rollout of my investment group. So now I'm just kind of amped up about that because now people see it differently. People used to think that if you invest in one thing, that's it. So a lot of people might choose real estate. A lot of people might choose, I'm gonna just create this. But now when we create a portfolio, we're able to say, okay, we're gonna take this money. They call it a fund of funds. It's like a managing partner for money. So we created a fund of funds, and now we're able to say, okay, well, here we go, boom, daycare. Here we go, boom, online store. Here we go, boom, event. Here we go, boom, clothing line. Here we go, boom, investments. And then,
mama businesses, bro.
fact.
She was years ago. She was talking about she was gonna open up an overnight daycare.
I heard a couple people say
For the
that.
strippers.
I heard a couple.
For the strippers. She was like, them motherfuckers have babies too. And they ain't got nobody watching but their grandma.
I heard a couple
Some of
people
them ain't
talking
got no
about
grandma.
that.
So like,
Nah, daycare is where they at. Child care, they eat.
Bro, that's like having one house that's a bunch of fucking real estate investments because every child that's in there, you get paid for.
Right.
Every single one. So it's like I got a property that generates 175 payments a year, a week. Because everybody got to pay per week. And shit, you can't beat that. But yeah, daycares be taxing. The average amount of money that daycares are making is like $4 to $5 grand a week. And if you could do that, you feel me? Imagine what you able to do and all of the people that's able to be employed. And how we doing is we integrating our curriculums with 6-month-olds, so they're going to be able to see prosperous people from the birth. And they're going to be able to see what it looked like to go in and move different and learn everything at the same time. They're going to get multi-education. So they able to learn in wholesale, goddamn. Yeah, they learning 12 things at once rather than trying to see
that word.
in synchronicity. Nah, cause look, a lot of times in school, right? In schools, children will be behind than they would be if they were to be homeschooled, because the schools are teaching for an entire class, like for 30 kids, and one of them is real slow, and they not giving them no private time to be able to develop. So if somebody is ahead, they gotta wait for the last person. So our goal is gonna be to get our last person ahead. So we're gonna be so far ahead that our last person is a genius to a regular a child. And it's a curriculum, a dude in Chicago named Mark who got an amazing curriculum that we merging with and using. But there you go.
Man, the building.
Yeah,
man.
But yeah, man. Jay-Z hitting $1 billion is motivation for everybody. I seen somebody tripping online like, oh, Jay-Z.
It's somebody like Drake got that hoe first or some shit like that.
Man,
I mean, a lot of people were saying that. Nah, they were saying Dr. Dre.
Oh, Dr. Dre. Matter of fact, he made some beats with Apple or something like that.
Nah, they sold his beats for like $3.2 billion, but the percentage of equity that he has in it only allowed him to get like $200 million, and he had like 600 and something million. So he ain't keep quite to $1 billion.
He probably got to it now, but
nah, he not there yet.
So
Jay-Z
my question
still
is,
the only one right now.
My question is he the first?
Jay-Z is the first hip hop billionaire.
I thought Drake was the first.
Nah, that's what we just said.
Yeah, I'm just trying to recap on what
Nah, Dre not a billionaire yet. Diddy not a billionaire yet. Those are the two people that's the closest to Jay-Z right now. And he beat him out to.
I think P. Diddy be up there though.
I mean, he up there.
Yeah, he got to be
being in the running for a billionaire is amazing. It's only 5 black billionaires.
Yeah.
So
one of them, tossed that money out for graduation. So.
yeah, Robert Smith.
Yeah.
So
Hey, we coming.
He barely coming. He coming.
oh, we coming.
Shit, we coming.
I mean, like I posted today, what if the next $1 billion corporation was owned by 20,000 black families? When we start to operate as a group and we get to saying numbers like 20,000 people doing the same thing at the same time, it's instant millions.
Yeah.
It's easy wins. Yeah, it's easy wins.
Yeah, man. That's shout out to Jay-Z though, for real. Salute to him.
Shout out to Jay-Z for shit show.
How much of that was Beyonce?
I'ma send it to you.
Say what?
None.
None was
I'm not
Beyonce.
playing with that one, bro.
Now you had her in the game, he in the ball game.
Yeah, they
them
was a $1 billion couple years
Yeah,
ago.
definitely.
Yeah. You add them together, it's on and popping. Like,
Beyonce in the running too.
Oh yeah, I was
So
about to say Beyonce
you
somewhere.
know what I'm saying?
We ain't talk about money about Beyonce.
Yeah.
She up there somewhere. Shoot, what about Oprah? I mean,
That's the new black elite.
Yeah.
can a man just get a
Oprah
Beyonce?
beat already.
yeah, she already. But we talk about artist wise.
Now I ain't trying to get no Beyonce. I say that on the air, bro.
What?
I'm tripping. I was gonna say I'm trying to give me one, but I've been drinking. I'm sorry,
You
y'all.
what? A
Oh,
billionaire woman?
it's gonna be a long.
Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be there.
Oh, she got it.
Oh, shit.
She
Man,
got
come on.
She
She
got
gonna
it.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, she got it. She
Yeah, she
motivated,
gonna
bro.
Yeah, that
see.
got me hyped. She gonna get me hyped, bro. Like, damn, I'm
And
tired.
I ain't gonna lie, it's not easier, but women gonna make it happen.
Right.
Because
Cause they gonna hold you accountable, and that's like I was looking in the group and everybody was talking about their accountability partners or whatever, and I was just like, man, like I need somebody to be on my ass.
Somebody gotta hold you
Or
accountable.
most times, like you know what I mean,
Guess
like I
what?
know I'm hard headed, like I
People
get
be on
mad.
your case so much that it'll get on your nerves.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I got two.
You want to have your shit together or not?
Right.
I got 2 accountability partners so far. Shout out to Tiara and John. Those are my 2 accountability partners right now.
Yeah.
Like we on each other,
Right.
non-stop.
She jumped on me today, man. She was like, "Shit, I see you making moves with everybody else little projects, but you gotta bring some money in the house before you start taking on everybody else shit." I'm like, shit, I got a job. I'm getting paid double what I used to make, so I'm like, that ain't enough.
She looking like, nigga, we gotta escape that.
No, I'm just saying, like, I ain't been there that long. Like, can we get that first check and then we appreciate that shit for a little bit? Goddamn.
But I told y'all a couple months ago, like shit, these next couple months, like everything that we want, we gotta work for in these next couple of months.
working.
I ain't
We
gonna
gotta
lie.
manifest that shit, bro.
I
Keep
said
going.
in March we had 6 months to
Right.
manifest everything that we wanted.
Yeah,
So
to
shit,
be honest
we
with
a
y'all,
couple months in, we
To be honest
got.
with y'all though, I'm currently doing investment in myself to the next few months.
Right.
Like, start investing in myself in everything. I'm talking about like everything, bro. I mean everything.
It's time.
Because we don't invest in yourself, you be lost. You don't, like you don't really don't know what you want to do or your
Right.
purpose is. So
No matter how much you complete, you still feel incomplete.
exactly.
Right.
So it's time to start investing in yourself. I don't care how many months it takes, how many years it's going to take. That's when you got to learn to invest in yourself because anybody can tell you anything. And so when you have a purpose and a vision, that's when you got to invest in yourself. And I take that to the heart.
Yeah, buddy. What's next besides Jay-Z?
So right now we hit the sad news because everybody been going on about the Malia Davis case. To be honest, I've been kind of quiet about the Malia Davis case because every time I see it or talk about it or it's like I get mad.
Avoid it though.
It's like you can't, but
People got her as they profile pictures everywhere, so like
Facts.
you really can't avoid the situation.
so right now what's going on? They found the remains of her body in Arkansas, and right now, what I'm hearing, of course, he will be held questioned, and now they're trying to come at the mother.
Yeah,
which they should.
I mean, they should have been
And
going
on
at the
top of
mother.
that, then on top of that, you know they're gonna evaluate him for mental health. It's been ordered.
So the word was that I saw, I don't know how true this was, but he had told Quanell X that they did that and was
He did, I'm sure.
looking for the life insurance.
Oh, that part I didn't know.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I ain't
Yeah,
know.
they said they had $100,000 life insurance policy on them.
Okay, then that would make sense why they just not starting to question her though. But
Yeah.
for me, the whole questioning for her would have been, why the fuck would you leave her with him if you said that you had doubts that he was messing with her and shit like that? That's child neglect. Off the rip, that's a charge.
But not only that,
It's like, but come on, like, when you dealing with the life insurance, like, it can't be no faulty stuff. Like, it's clauses in that stuff. So, like,
find some shit.
first of all, like, you should have did something that led outside the house because the suspects never left the house. Like, so I don't understand how they thought they was going to cash in without making themselves look guilty.
But
But
the
guess
nigga
what?
went to
Everybody-
the hospital and said he got kidnapped and left on the side of the road.
Oh, they got kidnapped.
You know, that was his initial
Initially,
story.
yeah.
That shit was
people
crazy.
forgetting what he was saying there.
Bro, that shit was ridiculous. It didn't even sound right coming out of
That's what I'm
nobody's
saying.
mouth.
Like, the suspect, it never left the house. So, like y'all fucked up from the start.
That's a fucked up
But not
time.
only that,
Yeah.
but now they're saying that they're gonna check it. Now they're gonna start checking phone records.
They should have been done that.
It should be done in the first place.
But to me though, honestly, like finding her remains, that's a good thing at this point. Everybody had already come to the
And
conclusion
also-
that she was gone. You know, like everybody knew she was gone.
Oh, you
But
already
finding
know.
the remains now you can find it.
But
You know,
Arkansas,
That's closure. You think that's
yeah,
closure for
it
somebody?
is. I mean, you kind of finding out what happened now that there's a body. Like the last time we was on the show, we talked about there's no body, there's no case.
yeah.
Now there's a case.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
facts,
So
facts.
it's a win, even though
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
definitely
grim
good for
win. It's a win.
It's a grim win. That's
Yeah.
some hellified
It's a real
shit.
win.
But besides that, they giving Malia a day, and they giving her on the day we're walking from City Hall to
the jailhouse.
the Harris County jailhouse and back to City Hall.
Shit, that's a walk.
Wow, it's called a walk with Malia. So that's upcoming. That's not like bright news and that. It's,
Right.
it's a
What-
fucked
what
up
is that supposed
topic.
to
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah, like I said, it's a grim win, man. Like unifying our people behind anything is big to me. Usually it does have to come from some type of dark spot, but
Yeah, out of chaos come order. So if we want to have a different kind of practice on
Right.
how we operate as a unit, then
community.
shit like this is gonna bring out the best and the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like that shit made me want to keep my daughter close. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think that should be everything.
right. Like even if I'm not in the household, like you know what? Let me make sure I'm tapped in at all times because. Man, that's crazy, man. Like you would think both parents are the protectors, but like you would never imagine, you know, something like this happen to one of your own, man. So we gotta hold each other accountable. That's gonna be the word today.
Accountability.
Yeah,
Shit, we gonna make that shit go platinum out of the group chat. Everybody in the world need an accountability partner. They gotta find one.
That's how you grow.
Right.
Shit. All right, what's the next topic?
So right now we're gonna go hop into NYC. So NYC can no longer test for marijuana when hired for probation people. In other words, people that's on probation. So basically, the bill was passed on April 9th, 2019, which it prohibits employees for pre-employment drug testing for marijuana.
It's live.
I mean, consider the bitch is illegal across half of the country. It's damn near finna be like that everywhere.
That's a game changer. That's people that could never get a job. Like, cause I know my strategy has always been.
Nigga say my strategy.
Like, yeah, like you gotta strategize. Cause like I'm a working nigga. I ain't no construction. You know what I'm saying? I'm a suit and tie guy. Like, you know, I know y'all see me with the clothing when I come out. You out of work, but you know what I mean? Like I'm sitting behind the desk. You feel me? So, like. I always go for jobs that ain't just necessarily drug testing. Like shit, they don't want to spend their money. Like
My job does.
Most jobs drug testing.
My job does randoms and everything.
I mean, you secure in the world though.
Yeah, it don't matter. It's
Hey, y'all remember the DARE program?
Yep, I remember that. I used to be like hellified.
Y'all let that nigga down.
I used to be in the house on my mama hard too, like she'll start smoking.
No, bro.
Like for real, she'll start smoking. I'll go run in the room and put my dad shirt on and just come look at them like terrible, and then look at me now.
Look at me now.
Damn, bro. Scruff McGruff, bro. Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, my partner wanted to recreate some shit like that, and he was rolling the tweet like, "Yeah, we could recreate the DARE program."
We gotta take weed out of that though.
Like, bro.
Because bro, it was put on here for us, bro.
Right.
Alright.
So, you saying it's put on this earth for medical reasons,
For
or just for
consumption.
our pleasure, or
For all the above.
Should we consume everything?
I mean, if it has medical benefits, don't you think that it should be used for medical benefits?
I mean, yeah, because it will calm people down in some sense.
PTSD.
See what I'm saying?
I don't take no drugs. Forget them prescriptions, some pharmaceuticals, man. I just, you know, I feeling the anxiety coming on. I just, you know, walk around the corner, you know, boop, boop, I'm good.
Blue.
You know what I'm saying?
So right now I have a question about this next time about to talk about. So do the weed should calm these people down for this Virginia person shooting people at the beach?
He probably should have smoked the blunt, bro.
12 day in a Virginia beach shooting.
Bro, you don't.
Damn, I
You hear about this
Virginia
shit?
Beach, hell no.
He was black.
Like, I am. Daddy ain't trip out while I was there.
Casey was just telling me about that. Yeah.
Oh, you was out there.
Hey, yeah, last week.
So
That's what
basically,
happened last week.
so basically,
Man, if I would have heard that, I would have went crazy.
basically the government identifies a 40-year-old Dwayne Crack Doc, what you want to call his name?
Oh, you know you smoke crack rock, bro.
Craig Doc, you want to call him?
Craig Dyke.
Was Craig Dyke, what you want to call his name, was killed after the police confronted him in connection to the shooting death
That's
of
fucked
12
up, though.
victims in Virginia Beach.
Nigga,
Bro,
that boy
these
said,
kids like a motherfucker out there.
That's what you
They
call
kill kids
smoking
too.
crack rock, bro.
Yeah.
See, if you
they
was
was
smoking
like,
blunt,
you
you're not
black
doing that
when
shit,
you
bro.
heard he got killed. Like, that's fucked up.
Fam, killed 12 people at the beach.
It's crazy.
Bro, I was
40
literally
right there.
at
12,
that
I think
beach.
12 actually died at the beach. 2 more died in the hospital.
Time out. When was this?
I think Monday.
Yeah, it's like this past Monday. But it
I
happened.
went to Virginia Beach on Labor Day last Monday.
Shit.
So he was out there.
You a week removed.
Yeah, it's happening on
I
Monday.
ain't even laugh about the whole situation, but goddamn.
My
But not Labor Day,
damn.
Memorial Day, you mean?
Memorial
Same
Day,
thing,
yeah.
same thing.
Memorial Day.
Some shit.
Bro.
Yeah, it's happening on Monday.
That's crazy.
Hey,
I mean,
near miss. Oh, my bad. But god damn.
I mean,
That
speaking of,
shit crazy, man.
That's a hold on. That's a
Pop-
cold.
Yeah, you gotta
that's
think
a
about
cold
it for a
synchronicity. Shit.
you gotta think about it for a
Hey,
minute.
Pop finna be walking around like he in the Final Destination and shit. Like,
I missed it.
like, let me
Nah, that
watch
shit
it out.
just wild. 'Cause
Yeah.
shit, I'm really thinking about it. If I would have been out there,
Right. We was just at the beach.
I would have gone
a
head
couple
first. I
weeks
ain't gonna
ago,
lie.
man.
Once I heard them shots, I would either got gone or if he was close enough, we
And that
rumble.
Yeah.
We finna rumble. He can shoot me once, but he gotta go.
Like, for real.
He gotta go.
I was
Shit.
with too, though. It was some type of assault rifle.
Oh, then he got a chopper type.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ooh.
He was drumming through that hole.
I sure would have clicked into the the old me.
Nigga, I been in that water. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Cause it's
Woo!
He still thinking about it. He gonna think about the other way home.
Hey, Hey, but look, it's just crazy talking about society. This like
Yeah.
everyday shit. Shit happens. You could really be somewhere and a situation break out and it changed your life and everybody else.
be thinking about, hey, something could pop off right here, bro. Like,
Oh, I always watching.
I'm always thinking like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think about that
I'm
every day.
always strapped when I hit.
You don't lie, you know that, right?
What we talking about? Hey, Jonathan.
Shout out Sanders.
All right, so somebody went to Virginia Beach on Monday and shot it up with an assault rifle and killed 12 people at there, and I think they say 2 more died at the hospital. And I had just went there the previous Monday, so I'm just putting it in my head like, ooh, this crazy. And shit, that's just reality.
Yep, that's how it
It's
happens.
cold lick.
Yep, that's life. Speaking of life, y'all know what happened at the boxing match, right? When somebody got KO, which is Anthony
Is
Johnson.
that life?
And
Is that life?
Yeah, sometimes that's how I feel. Shit.
Oh,
You
no,
get
man.
you get KO by underdog.
I like
Oh, yeah,
Ruiz.
you definitely got KO by the underdog.
I like Ruiz now. Cause
Everybody fan
I
now.
like that he heavy set in there, and I like that he the first Mexican heavyweight champion. That's cold.
Oh, I didn't
No,
know
that's
that.
like,
Oh, I didn't know he was the first Mexican
The
champion.
first Mexican heavyweight champion.
Damn.
that's
Oh,
all.
they made history.
There's a lot of heavy ass Mexicans though.
I got some
That's
hard ass heads.
Them boys do not go down.
Hell yeah, he was in that whole fight like a Mexican too.
Like,
He fight like a Mexican. He was in that bitch throwing overhands. He was taking the fuck. He was getting popped. Fuck you.
That's why
Just
I
throwing
be
them
with
high.
it like that. Because that nigga don't fight like no fight.
They say that boy Anthony Joshua got whooped by a mechanic.
And then Joshua really ain't got no say so now. They even try to fight Deontay. Wow, they really out.
They talking about Drake did that to him.
Yeah, because Drake was there.
Hey, he said I'm
he
gonna break
trained
the
with him
curse.
one
Yeah,
day.
because Drake got the curse.
He said I'm gonna break the curse.
So look, speaking of that,
Toronto.
how y'all feeling? It's 2-1.
I
Toronto
don't
up.
know,
To be
man.
honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going for Toronto.
Yeah, I
I
kind
don't know,
I mean,
of
the
am.
whole world is going for Toronto.
Yeah, because everybody, you gotta realize the Warriors or the Patriots. Of the NBA.
They not even that.
Patriots white.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm trying to get it for the doubt.
Nigga, the Patriots got like a cheat code or some shit.
So you gonna do the Warriors got a cheat
And
code?
the Warriors is like got the
Oh,
cheat roster.
that shit crumbling now. Cause like everybody
Yeah,
hurt.
first off, I'm about to say,
Everybody hurt. Like they not
Yeah,
even playing the
Raptors
Warriors,
not
bro.
even playing the war.
playing
Exactly.
Steph
They
That's
not
what
Warriors.
somebody was saying. That's somebody was saying. That's but your
What
excuse.
that boy
But
dropped
they pretty much
47?
not playing the Warriors though.
Still lost.
But it's no Clay, no KD.
So
Like
you just
coming
be
back
Curry.
I'm saying no Looney. Not
Yeah.
that he's a fucking.
But he do his part.
Yeah. Cause
Especially
like
off the bench.
what I was looking at, I was like, bro, that's what the Rockets need to be doing. That was big boy in them boys, but I ain't know every like half the squad was
Yeah,
like,
everybody. Two of your star players is off the court.
Yeah.
that's
That
a lot of
Three of
points.
them, huh? KD was out. Well, Boogie was only got
KD's
one.
Boogie back now, so I'm saying Boogie.
And Boogie is not Boogie, so
I mean, he is, but that his game ain't
it
really
don't
Golden
fit for them.
State
It ain't fit
game.
for them at all.
Now, if I got KD out there and everybody else running, that's cool. But if we trying to slow it down and Boogie finna be the one in
Oh,
the paint,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
ain't what it is. We need
Yeah.
all shooters out there. Then Boogie could be playing paint.
Yeah.
But besides that,
Wasn't even Iguodala out for a little bit.
he was out. They said he was gonna miss it, but he killed it.
Okay. Clay coming back next
He
game.
without a count
KD
like a
gonna be the
motherfucker.
only one missing this game, and Looney, I think.
KD,
He'll come back the next game after that.
that's what they say. But
That's an ACL, man. I don't give a fuck if nobody say tell that nigga get back on the court. That nigga playing on the ACL or some shit. Practicing on the ACL.
yeah, they say he practicing.
Yeah.
KD,
Practicing
shit.
hard.
All right.
They was gonna try to get him in this next game, but nah.
Now, what's the calling me back though? Clay, so
Yeah,
it'll
he
definitely go back to 2-2. And
I don't know, man. If Kyle Lowry played like he played, I don't know, man.
he back in Oakland.
Well,
So-
Nah, he not from Oakland, though.
No, they're back in Oakland. Like
Yeah, they
the
won
game,
the
they
last game
won,
was
and yeah, and that's not normal.
And it count.
So yeah, so they
That's not
definitely
normal.
ain't losing again in
I
Oakland.
don't know, man.
Yeah.
Because
that's
Kyle Lowry playing.
Raps in
good,
5.
good.
You want to bet on that, Jim Rock?
Raps in 5. Nah.
You want to bet on that?
Maybe 6.
You want to bet on that?
Nah, I don't. Not at all.
How confident are y'all in the Raptors?
I'm not
Because
I'm not really that confident.
I'm not even
Raptors.
watching this shit. Rockets not in it. I say fuck these people.
I was just gonna say when the Rockets go out, my
These
NBA
niggas come up with
season is
new
over.
logo designs.
I be
and shit.
so mad.
You know what? Speaking of logos, I know Kyle sues Nike over a personal logo.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, Kawhi.
He sues Nike.
Talk
over-
about. Say his name again. Kawhi.
Kawhi, Kyle, Leonard.
Kawhi. I thought that nigga was fucking up, but I wasn't gonna say it this time, bro.
Hey,
Kawhi.
yeah. When he first came out in like 2011, he had the claw logo, and Nike used it, but they been using this shit because they was like kind of sponsoring him until he got that deal with New Balance.
Mm-hmm.
So now he like can't use my shit no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me that.
Give me that.
But they
Damn,
said
this nigga signed a
they-
New Balance, bro. This
they
nigga,
sold
he
it.
really a different kind of dude.
That nigga
Right.
weird.
He a different kind of dude.
motherfucker.
Hey, I want that gamble.
I'm fucking with the New Balance though.
Nah, that nigga.
This basketball player has some New Balance basketball shoes. Hey, who knows? They might be clean.
I mean, shit. Steph got Under Armour.
Yeah, but Under Armour a little more reasonable than
Now, at first they didn't have shit. Shit, I didn't even know they had shoes at one point.
It's true. Nobody wants Steph Curry.
This is
So
true.
we can go act like niggas just I ain't like the
Yeah.
Steph Curry's drop.
I haven't seen nobody. But shit. The reason why he's suing them is because he sold the logo. The Nike tried to sell the logo as a pitching thing or whatnot to for the Clippers to pitch to him. You know, he free this season.
But he in the
I'm trying to get
finals,
together.
man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
They
reading.
used that to try to sell it to him. Like, hey, we been rocking with you. We know you got this. They sold that to him like that, and they jerseys, I believe, something to do with Nike. I don't know, something along them lines.
Kawhi trying to get that check. He said, y'all
Man, it's not
fuck
personal.
with
It's
him.
business. Like,
What's the next topic?
So this is a topic. So this is a topic question for all of us. Should wife make the husband's plate before the kids?
Huh?
should a
Should
wife
wife
It be funny when that nigga tell you.
should the wife makes
Should the wife make the husband plate or the kids plate first?
Oh, that's what y'all was saying.
That's what he was trying to
Now,
say.
actually, I'm reading what I have here. It says, should the wife make a husband's plate before the kids?
That sounds like it would have made sense if you stopped saying make
That sound like Lionel's talk.
All right. So,
he
I'm
wrote
gonna let
this.
y'all answer. What y'all think?
I don't care.
Yeah, I really don't give a fuck. Honestly,
I think most people don't give a damn.
when it come to me, it come to me.
You know what I'm saying?
Being not fed for 2 seconds is not gonna hurt me.
Let the kids eat first.
Yeah. Honestly,
So
yeah.
look, old school
I think
niggas do not agree with that.
They don't.
That's
They
why.
don't.
Right? They like.
It's not effect of old school. It's the fact that
It's tradition.
it's tradition
Fucking
that the
respect.
wife,
Yeah,
that the
they
husband
can't eat
must
first.
eat first before the kids. That's real tradition
Yeah, so
in marriages.
a lot of people now be like, my kids come first, but back in the G, really, your husband come first.
But a lot of these people don't have husbands either, though. So I mean, that's where it started.
Because we're not talking about boyfriend, we're talking about husband.
Yeah,
It's
so
like it's different.
Long as I get the respect as the man of the house or as the king, like I'm good. Like that shit don't come easy. These motherfucking women out here that's not giving props out here.
yeah, I'm not in the house asking for kingmanship. Nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm earning that shit. So
Exactly.
it's gonna be there.
So your plate can come last. You get to the
Yeah,
weak
it
ass
don't bother
plate.
me. Nah, my plate's
A
always
little
big.
piece of chicken.
Nah. See, that's different, bro.
Like what if it's I was gonna say like what
if I
if
get a
it's
skip plate, then I'm gonna have a fucking issue.
what if a
Hey,
family
come off that rice,
family
bro.
function and you know how the family functions
Nah.
that food go fast in a bitch. So like are you
So let's-
expecting to be asked first or she
I mean, let's
supposed to
say,
serve other
I mean,
people?
for let's say you get invited to, you know, I'm gonna say your girlfriend's family house.
Right.
Then next thing you know, there's food on the counter, you know, chicken, macaroni, cheese, whatever the case may be. And all of a sudden, the mama said, "Oh, excuse me, are you gonna fix your boyfriend a plate?" If she, you know, but she doesn't. She fixes a home cell plate first, but she doesn't.
Ah, that's disrespectful.
I see that done. I see that happen before.
That's
Who
disrespectful.
that happened to?
I done see the girl say he can fix his own plate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's single now.
Right.
See?
She
I
gonna
mean,
be
the
looking
mama
crazy
gonna
in
tell her
motherfucker when she
daughter.
come to my people's house because
I
I know my mama gonna make my plate. Shit.
Hey, look, that's what they were saying. You gotta compete with a nigga family.
Square
Like, if you
business.
go to somebody's house, all the women watching you. Like,
Yeah.
let me see if she got her shit right.
You know what's
Shit,
crazy though?
my pops be talking
Our
shit.
sister
boy.
fix us a plate.
Hey, exactly.
My little sister.
She started to take over for
Shit.
my mama now. Like she like that. Like, she go hard for her brothers and shit.
Yeah.
So shit, we spoiled over there.
Yeah, so if a little chick come through,
She better come on with it. Like
if a little chick come through, she like,
Oh, my
I got it.
My sister
You supposed to really take it from your sister. Like, I got it. I feel.
But like, if you don't do that shit when you go home, then that shit don't even count.
Facts.
Like, you just showing out. Like,
Yeah,
you one of these clout females out here. I don't need one of
Boyfriends get their own plate, husbands get served.
I mean, I can.
That sounds like that nigga.
Singular, sound like single.
Shit, I mean,
You gotta earn a spot, you know. Before you win
husband
the
pay
championship-
bills. Like,
Look, the championship they call a ring, right? You get a ring. Before you win the championship, you gotta really go to practice in the playoffs, and you gotta play like you want the ring.
Yeah,
Boy.
you know what? I got a question.
Talk to that church now,
I got a
man.
question. Shout out to Rashad's middle time on that. Yeah, he put a question on Facebook about friend zone. So how long does it take to get out the friend zone?
I'm like,
Hey, I'm finna go get ready. Right quick,
Hold
I'll
on.
be right back.
First off, I used to be the greatest motherfucker in the friend zone, nigga. Like, I put myself in the friend zone
downstairs?
all the time and escaped that hole and won every time.
So you're a champion out the friend zone.
I'm the champion of friend zone. I'm Bill Russell of the
I
friend
ain't never
zone.
been in the friend zone unless
I put myself in
gonna
it.
even say that.
I was just gonna say,
My
like,
friend zone.
like, yeah,
I
I'm still
still
with
get to do
that.
what I want to do.
I friend zone
Yeah.
motherfucker hard.
So you're a friend zone.
me, bro.
Women don't like the friend zone.
What?
But we gotta tolerate the friend zone though.
You got a lot out
I
here
don't know.
just start calling you themselves your gal. You be like,
I'll
hold
be
on.
right
You
back,
like,
man.
when did you decide that? Like, hold on. When did we decide that you was my
when we
guy?
hook up. Just let me
Wait
know
a
when our
minute.
anniversary is. What the fuck happened?
But some women are saying, cause I was reading some Rashad's posts on the comments stuff like that, and some say it depends. They gotta be considered. They gotta show me that they're willing to take on, responsibilities and all that type of great stuff. But you have a man that actually showing that to you in the friend zone, but this man's still in the friend zone, but you still talk to some dude that don't mean nothing to you or don't mean nothing to you, or they treat you like dirt. And all of a sudden you start crying. Who you run to? The person in the friend zone.
Oh no, don't come to me with that whole shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Tell me about your dude. I'm not gonna pillow talk with you.
But I ain't gonna lie to you though.
I'm not
Like,
gonna pillow talk with you.
like that's like the golden rule. Like, for you know what I'm saying in playerlism. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Try that one more time.
No. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Try it again.
Like
Try that shit
I've been supposed to. I've been supposed to some
Playerism.
grade A. Like, so I'm gonna keep it going.
So you said, hold on, say that word again?
I don't know.
Playerisms.
Playerism?
Yeah, there we go.
I got
Playerisms.
So
I'm my brother's keeper.
yeah, and I went to happy hour, so you know I don't
Oh, I'm
drink.
fucked off, nigga.
So yeah, I'm trying to keep it going. But hey, like, how do you get shit? I can't even get it out. But how do you get over old pussy? Shit, new pussy. So shit.
Hell yeah.
Friends on like that.
Here we
They
go.
come in handy.
Here we go.
Like, hey, cool. We've been telling you to come off the bench, bro.
Oh,
We've been telling you to get your ass up off the bench and play
Oh,
the game. Like,
God.
especially when they throwing the basketball to you. You sitting on the bench like, nigga, like, come in the
get
game.
in the game, bro.
Shit, the coach calling like it's blowing the whistle.
You know, it's all about timing.
I feel you.
It's all about timing.
But sometimes you just gotta get out there and get that rust off, man. Get out here and shoot a couple bricks so you can
Yeah, but like I said,
make
it's all
the basketball go
I can't
switch.
just, jump in the court like that, man. Red Pill was good.
Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all. What's good?
Okay. Yeah, let me see right there. You can get right there. We got some more seats. We got no seats. No. Oh, there's chairs up in there.
What, in the back?
In there in the studio.
It's a Wi-Fi friend.
The Wi-Fi is Grade A Media. And the password is Houston Street Kings.
Shout out for the people who got the.
And shout out, we on YouTube Live right now.
Shout out for the people who got the pass.
So you on camera right there? You feel me? You right there? Do it show it on here?
Yep, it's showing real clear.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Feel me? We in the mix.
Yes,
In
Feel
the
me?
making. That's right.
yeah, doing some production over here.
Alright, he done snagged me
Know
for
about
my.
what's going on.
He gonna snag me for my thing, so I'm
You
gonna
still
get
the
this one.
the friend zone
Say
right now?
great ain't
Yeah,
me.
we're still in the friend zone. You know how long?
Houston
How long
Street
did it take to
Kings.
get out the friend zone?
Great at me at 2.5.
What's your friend zone experiences?
Every time somebody try to put me in a friend zone, they end up give me anything I want anyway. So my friend zone experience is a lot different than most. I've never had a friend zone. I started treating people like thoughts, and then they.
See what you're saying?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's my friend zone experience.
Who
I
raised y'all,
treat you
man?
like a thought.
Raise y'all.
The streets.
My uncles.
The streets.
Yeah.
Told my mama the other day the streets raised me. Mama.
But this H-Town, it's really like...
Yeah, home of the players and pimps.
MC raised that.
Like we said last week, man, I really felt like that was something we were supposed to do as an adult.
Exactly,
Like
right.
I thought when you get old, pimping is like the go-to. I didn't know you was supposed to be like a good guy.
Player was like
I didn't even know that was a
Like,
reality.
really what you had. You couldn't come to the family reunion.
I was
if
just
you
gonna
had-
say,
I don't say hoes,
it's
but-
not nothing to brag about. Like,
Nah, definitely ain't nothing to
Now-
brag
now
about.
you don't brag about it.
Alright, so I'm finna go live and we're gonna do a good introduction and drum roll for my guys, you feel me? T Coop, you wanna reintroduce us again one time?
Reduce us again.
Yeah. Just so that when we break this down, we can break it into its own separate episode.
All right, so if y'all missed what's going on, we talking about some great topics. So once again, good evening. Once again, welcome to a free game show on TDN at the Grade A Media Production.
Yeah.
And I'm your host T Coop.
it's your boy Business Man E10. Y'all already know the fierce styles of the group.
Your boy Lusty D, your favorite light skin.
Oh yeah, it's popped up in the cut. You know what I'm talking about. I'm doing what I do. And we got a special guest in the building. We actually have two special guests in the building.
Yeah.
And we're going to give them a light drum roll so everybody can know that this greatness in the building. Coming from the 13 colonies. Nah, the originals. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that been dropping information on the conscious community for like the last 20 years. No cap. One of the purveyors of knowledge in general, because making people
like that.
know the ledge. You feel me? So we're gonna give a good hand clapping. Red pill in the building.
Whoa.
In this
Up in that hole.
yeah.
All right, and then we also have coming out of Virginia Beach. Well, we were just talking about this crazy shooting.
Well, nothing is,
We have
Yeah.
Casey. You want me to say Casey from the Compass Circle in the building? So
Circle in the building.
Compass Circle in the building. So Red, for people who have no idea who you are, what you do,
Indeed.
can you tell them who you are and what you got going on?
Peace to the family. I am Brother Red Pill, one half of the Twin Pillars. We are a media conglomerate, Know the Ledge Media, which encompasses Know the Ledge Radio, which was a 7-year podcast on Blog Talk Radio, Know the Ledge TV. We launched in 2008 on YouTube and been doing digital convergence ever since, meaning that we work with different brands and platforms. One of the most famous ones would be Sinetta TV, Black News 102, my brother Rich, Black Magic 363, Baba TV, Kia Life Productions. I'm also a father. I'm also a scholar, a teacher. We do lectures, such as the one that we'll be doing on Sunday with our brother Professor Griff, entitled Fear of a Black Planet 2. And it's actually a 10-year anniversary for that lecture series. We started in 2009 in ATL. So, we just out here. I'm also a paradigm shifter. One of the paradigm shifters, along with my good brother Pop Darby, the legend. So we just out here. It's hard to describe it. I would just say that we tapping into the Renaissance energy. So yeah.
Okay. So what we gonna do? We gonna slide it to Casey and let Casey give yourself a quick introduction, right quick.
hello. Thank you for having me back. I'm Casey from the Compass Circle. I hail from Virginia.
Hell.
Federal contractor. I do construction projects for the government. And I teach women, men, and minority companies how to do the same.
Hey. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right, Red. So, what can they expect from the upcoming event this Sunday? And what is the main message that when you, Griff, and Blue get together that y'all trying to present in front of the crowd?
Yes. Well, going back to what I was saying earlier, we've been doing this this one lecture series for about 10 years. So this current installation is entitled Fear of a Black Planet 2, the media's manipulation on the melanated minds. And what I'm going to touch on in my segment is something that's really hot on the press, which is the censorship that we see taking place via the politicized platforms, namely Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. They're all working together in Instagram to silence the wave of consciousness that has been in alignment with what they call as the age of information. There is no age of information if you're just watching dog videos and people twerking on the networks. The age of information is what's gotten a lot of us out of our sunken place. You dig what I'm saying? So YouTube is the most recent ones. They're scrubbing YouTube of all vaccination videos, conspiracy theorist videos, what they call supremacy videos. That's basically anybody saying that the black man, the black woman is God. The black woman is God. Those videos gotta go. Anything dealing with information that's not basically
scientifically proven type shit.
Nah. I would say information that's not industry approved, like Black Lives Matter kind of rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? Industry approved. They have their version of commercialized information now, consciousness. Sure. They have people in Hollywood and other places that they've said, yo, you guys can give them victimhood consciousness, or you could give them, basic shit that, is a Google search away. But when it comes to other things like, dealing what's going on in the cosmos, or dealing scientifically about who we are, not when we get into that stuff that you could go ahead and debate somebody in a medical institution, they don't want that. But if we crying and we complaining and we niggas-splaining, that's good for them. They'll go for that. They'll go for that.
I think people got so used to asking for help that they don't even think that doing it ourselves is an actual option. They really think that we supposed to combat something. We have to be protesting something. We have to be against this rather than just lacing up our boots.
Well, to be honest with you, I agree with you. I feel that our people have completely lost the concept of doing for self on our own, right? Off camera.
Facts.
Amongst our own.
Facts.
One of the caveats of these protests that you see people who are really not with the, they're not on the same page, is that they won't protest or they won't march with just our people. It has to be integrated. It has to be some kind of perks in there. You know what I'm saying? And when I went to some of those marches and I see how they move, they'll gravitate to people who they think they could sit in their laps, or a person who could spoon feed them, mainly a European who they think that they could finesse for a check, and I'm like, that's just that you were doing that from 9 to 5, and then you get off of work and you still riding around sitting on people's laps, and it's like that's not what we showed up for. I've never been to a protest or a rally where they started crowdfunding. You feel me? I've never been to a rally where thousands of us showed up and then it was like, yo, you know what? We just gonna put some ones on this problem. Put $1 in the bag, everybody. And when we have our $50,000 to $60,000, whoever that problem is that we was protesting against, whoever we was riding on, we got 60 racks on them now that we could say collectively we're gonna put 60,000 towards this problem.
Hey, the crazy part is when I was at the Nipsey Memorial this year, this year of course. But when I was at the Nipsey Memorial in Houston, I got to get on the stage. I'm like, look, y'all, it's about 10,000 of us out here. If we literally downloaded this app and became a member, we'll have $200,000 right now, and I'll give it back to the crowd.
Yeah.
So what we want to do? You know what I'm saying? The message is clear. The math is clear, but I just think that it's a hold up in between people's understanding of what we can do and what we are doing, so they don't see that it's even valuable.
But that's being somebody who I could sit back and I have a point of reference to when things weren't based off of where they're at now. I would say that sometimes the information is so ahead of the times, that the people are slow to catch up. And if you continue to keep doing and saying and pushing, they're going to eventually catch up. The way that they caught up now with this information that was kind of like foreign 10 years ago. It was a few of us that was getting it, but nothing like where this has reached. It's mass adoption at this level. You feel me? It's mass adoption.
Hell yeah. All right, so the shit that's like regular now, 100 years ago, royalty couldn't afford. So motherfuckers is riding around with chariots with 100, 200 horses. You feel me?
Facts.
This is like royalty shit 100
You know
years
what I'm
ago.
saying?
This
That's
is
facts.
so normal that we don't realize that we are the royalty right now.
Yeah. We've kind of breached that level.
All right, and for the media message, along with like how they going into it, I remember when we went through the Fear of the Blackamoor, and we talked about that there were different economies, and one of the economies was the attention economy, and it basically was able to. I mean, you don't have to sell anything to make money because people can buy with their eyes and their ears. You know, YouTube give you views,
That's right.
check. Spotify, ears, check. So now that they're manipulating how people can view these things, how do you feel like that's going to affect how other people that are like, if I find out that my talent is delivering consciousness, then I can't deliver it no more, what is that going to do?
Well, first of all, the problem that they presented will give birth to a solution.
Facts.
You know, we've been having these conversations about decentralized platforms, the blockchain, the power of the blockchain outside of just cryptocurrency, with it, you know, how it can help empower whoever's involved in it, based off of the fact that they're removing this middleman, right? So for those who are quick to adapt, they're gonna survive and they're gonna level up. And at the end of the day, we you know, it's 2019. I think that YouTube and Facebook and the Gram have served their I think they already hit their apex when it comes to what they could do for our people in terms of waking them up. It's time for something new anyway, you know. So the same way that the DVD game burned out and then we started streaming is the same way that this thing is going to burn out. But we need our own streaming platforms, servers that are off the shores of America. We need you know, we need to get hip about the dark web and the deep web, how to get on without using the www dot, the onion router and things of that nature. We need to begin to communicate off grid because, you know, putting all of this powerful information out here, private information in public spaces, it has its repercussions in any situation. That's not what they do. They don't get together. You can't find them publicly talking about how they're going to gentrify
Make a
the
move,
hood
yeah, facts.
and making moves on the www dot. They're on the deep and dark web giving out all of that information in encrypted rooms. You feel me? That you need special keys to get into. So I think those who are ready to adapt will, and those who are slow to adapt will catch on later. You know, but it's not going to stop the information. As long as they got barbershops, as long as they have places where we could gather, as long as our people, because remember, we are the internet before the internet. We know how to share files and share information and get the word out. And to be honest with you, there's enough brothers and sisters who have put in enough work to whereas they're visible and they're not, and the people on the ground know who they are.
Facts.
So do more lectures, do more, not just lectures, it's time for seminars and workshops. It's time for conventions. Without all, we don't necessarily need social media to carry us.
Facts.
At this point.
Yeah, man, somebody could delete your Instagram right now. If you were smart enough to get an email list or to capture everybody that was in your market, you automatically have the same people.
That's right.
So
That's right. Landing pages, y'all.
facts. All right, so now what I want to go into is a topic that we had, which was Jay-Z becoming a billionaire over this week. So since you coming straight out of New York, I want your perspective on Jay-Z becoming a billionaire and the growth that you was able to witness.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to Beyonce because he would never have achieved that status if not for his queen.
It's a time out. Moment of silence. That was I had to initiate that. I wanted to know everybody to know that I agree with that that much before these hand claps. And he's a smart guy.
We did we did Blueprint 322 10 years ago in 2010. It was A.A. Rashid, Me and my bro, Red and Blue Pill, Ampool, Noble Ampool, and I think Black Dot was on that. And I remember where Jay-Z was at in our minds 10 years ago. He had a humongous target on his head because he was the target. He was the one. He was the one pushing the crack. He had the label. There was, the rock, all of that stuff. He was the one. Illuminati talking everything. When you fast forward 10 years to now, and you look at where he's at mentally, right? Because everybody want to judge people about what they did do or what they gonna do. You understand? I don't live in that world. I live in a world about what are you doing now? That's what's most important to me, because yesterday already passed and tomorrow don't exist. So people will always try to hang us and convict us about what we did in 1995 and 97 and all of that. But they don't give any kind of credibility to growth and development. So I'm going to be the more mature one and speak about growth and development based off of what I see in the now. I'm not into conspiracies like that. I've grown past conspiracy theorem to where it's like, how are you carrying yourself right now? What message are you sending to my child? What messages are you sending to the impressionable youth who've been following you since the day you started rapping? Because he has a stranglehold on the hearts and the minds of my generation. I'm in my 40s. We still, wherever he moved, I'm from Brooklyn. Wherever he moved, that's where they moving. He tell you take the tie off, they taking the tie off. Put the jersey back on, they're going to do that. Because that's the big homie, right? Yeah. The same way that y'all got Bun B, rest in peace, Pimp C. Y'all got the OGs out here. We got our OGs where we at. So when I looked at his portfolio that they say got him to the billions, I'm like, okay, you into spirits, right? But you done evolved into a spiritual person because you saying it on wax, nigga. This spiritual shit really works. Here it is. You pushing spirits, but our people drink. You understand? So, it is what it is. Then, here it is. You went to Africa with MTV like in 03. Yeah. And that kickstarted your philanthropy work. Right? You was dealing with clean water in Africa. And then you went ahead and you started getting on your philanthropy. So you put out 2 documentaries, one on Trayvon, the other on Khalid Browder. You done helped with the prison reform, even though you helped put niggas in jail with the lyrics. But keep in mind, how can you clean up if you study any kind of underworld organizations or underworld figures? How the hell did they become politicians? How did they clean up their hand? How do you wash your hands from blood? It would only make right that you try to correct what you realize once you become conscious about what the hell you would play the hand in. So to help in prison reform, I'm like, I don't got a problem with that. And he has lyric reform as well. Because the lyrics done grown up and changed. Oh, he talk about money all day. Nigga, we come from money. 1 minute we from royalty and Mansa Musa. The next minute you feel weird and bad because a man is only because he's telling you how to get money and he got money and he's trying to say, nigga, get it like me. So he's a family man. He's married to his wife. He got children. He's on some spiritual shit. He's talking about, they on a vegan verb. His label has J Electronica, J Cole, Kanye before Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm talking about? He's the illest woke rapper that we know of our generation before he was in a sunken place. And then Rihanna, whatever y'all want to people, she got 600 milli, right? So business wise, Rock Nation is not Rockefeller Records. Rock Nation is a entertainment company has a deal with Live Nation, but they got management. KD is on it. He's managing KD. Thanks. He's managing Meek Mills. He helped get Meek Mill out of his situation. Yep. So I'm like,
help get 21.
So I'm like, oh days. Shit! In our lifetime, I'm seeing a pendulum swing on an individual. If there was a black Illuminati, my guys. If you ever believe, because they say Illuminati, but I don't know if people got their ear as close to the ground as I do. If there was a black Illuminati, he's the one. He's head of that shit. And there's a whole bunch of black men who look like us and walk like us and talk like us. They might not be on a Ramadan holier than thou vibe, but they got power. You understand? And they're empowering other people. Look what he did for Emery. You're wearing his sneakers. Emery was in the feds. Emery is out there putting them airplane hats on a whole bunch of gangsters' heads that I know, but these are not gangsters in a sense where they just out here promoting killing their own people and they on some ignorant shit. These are people who have come home, or people, OGs, who have got their mind right and they on some power. They out there chasing that power in that bag. You feel me? And they have people nestled inside of the industry who got power. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see. And like at the end of the day, you know, I'm not a puritanical. So I appreciate and I respect dark energy wherever it's at. Especially if it's motivating and if it's going in a direction where it's doing something with it.
Use darkness to get to the light.
There's a war going on outside. No man is safe. So don't come to me with this tree hugging shit about what we can and can't do, because we gonna need people who ain't scared to get their hands dirty to get this shit going. So when I see him at a Billy and I pull up the, you know, because we're not gonna talk about the conscious rappers, and there's no disrespect to any one of them, but we're talking about legacy right now. We're talking about getting to that bag, right? So when I look at the list of the other artists who could have made $1 billion before him, I'm like, it's only right that he made it there. Nas is on his ass. Pause. Nas is gonna get there in a minute with his investments and stuff like that. But then I look at the investments. Oh, you was an early adopter to Uber. That's pretty smart of you. Oh, you got your bread in a whole bunch of shit that wind up maturing. So you not a dumb nigga. And this is the conscious community. We're about intelligentsia. We're about people who are making moves that we can identify as, yo, son is using his brains. So he's been influenced by somebody or someone or some teachers in this movement, and it got him, it got his mind right. Nipsey was influenced by somebody or someone or someone's in this movement, and it got his mind right, regardless of where he was standing on Crenshaw and Slauson waving a blue rag. He had his feet planted in the hood, and he had the other feet planted on you niggas' necks that ain't doing nothing.
And that's the conversation we was having in California that I want to get back to, is when you can merge, let's say a consciousness is a rock. Whenever the average man in the neighborhood gets hit in the head with that rock, what happens to him? How does he develop, and how does it impact his community?
Facts.
That's that messianic energy that Nipsey and Jay-Z are being able to capsule and spread across the world.
Fear of a black messiah, y'all.
So now, can we go into the actual fear of the black messiah and why this is a problem? Or why this is not a problem? You know what I'm saying? Because it's only bad to one group of people.
All right. The 100 monkey theory. Anybody heard of that?
For sure.
The 100 monkey theory. There was an experiment done by some scientists on an island where they were witnessing monkeys develop a new form of eating. They were trying to get these ants out of an ant farm, right? An ant mound or whatever. So one of the monkeys put a stick and licked it, wet it, and then started putting the stick in the hole, and then the ants would get attached to it, right? There was another group of scientists across the planet, on another side of the planet, and they said that they observed those monkeys begin to do that right at the same time. It's called the 100 monkey theory, okay? You can research that. And what that means is that we, melanated people, are connected by forces seen and unseen, right? So when one of us gets up and do some shit, it inspires others to do the same thing. Case in point, when Michael Jordan started dunking the way that he was dunking, and he basically broke through that ceiling of what they felt was our limitations. Right after that, in playgrounds all around ghetto America, little young black men were sticking their tongue out, banging on niggas, and they didn't even know that they had it in them. So when they see one of us who fits the criteria of a messianic figure get to a Billy, right? Not based off of, because You don't got the, you know what I mean? Like, let's just put it on the scales. The Big Willie talking, all of that, all right, cool. But that wasn't really what it was. Like, in hindsight, that nigga wasn't who he, you know what I mean? He was personifying some shit that got him where he was. There's not all of these talks about all of the people that he done put hits on and killed, and you know, there's a whole bunch of other people I could bring up in the rap world who be putting bags on other men's heads and getting people's heads knocked off. That's not on him. So he fits that criteria of the messianic figure. He's going to inspire millions of black men who did not realize and could not perceive that $1 billion mark as something that they can cross. They're going to cross it now, right?
I seen a tweet where a dude said, "We aren't the next billionaires. Jay-Z is Illuminati. They just let him keep it."
Yeah, that's called victimhood consciousness, and that comes from a person who's basically feel threatened by the fact that a Jay-Z reached billionaire status, because he has no plans whatsoever to move in that direction. So the easiest way out is to be like, oh, white people allow us to get in and do that. Who are they allowing to do anything? What are you talking about? Nobody allows us to do a thing. We do it. And they step to the side when the force is too strong for them to stop it. It takes place everywhere that you go. There's nobody allowing us to do shit. Now, when you show up in your proper persona around them folks, when you show up knowing who you are and your intellect can match theirs, they will open up a door for you. Why? Because these are the caretakers of your ancient knowledge. They are basically the custodians of your throne. But they're not just gonna give the key to any. You gotta prove yourself. You gotta pass their test. And once you pass this test, nigga, you in the club. And then our people will be like, oh, that's the Illuminati. No, nigga, that's power. That's the Power 100, nigga. And I'm not talking about 50 Cent series. This is Powerball. This is a power game. And power respects power. So when black power moves in black power, you know that they get out of your way. I used to work in the industry, and I used to be with artists. And we would be in the airport just moving through. But we being out, when I say proper persona, that's a term that like Moors and things like that use when you in your square. But proper persona could also dictate that when you in your bag, my nigga, when you know who the fuck you are, when your nuts is hanging, and can't nobody, you know what I'm saying? We was with the artists, but all of our nuts was hanging. So what did white people in the airport do? Oh my goodness, can I take pictures? Oh my, you know what I mean? They just would give it up because they saw the power in us. They knew that we held our head high, so they knew these ain't no regular brothers and whatnot. So they were there for us. And they were like, whatever you want, you can have it. Free everything. So he is inspiring many. Not only is he inspiring, the messianic force, the Messiah force that they're afraid of is the fact that Messiahs are ones who have an energy that can influence many others without ever meeting them. The messianic force, though, because remember, all religions are looking for their messiahs. The Ashkenazis are predicting that their messiah is on the way. The evangelical Christians are predicting that their messiah is on the way.
Right now,
at this moment.
Somewhere it exists.
It exists.
His heart is beating somewhere. Fact.
Inside of the industry that's ran by these people, they are not going to allow the messiahs who live amongst us to rise up. Remember, you got to go in, if you want to go biblical with it, who's the chosen people? If you cannot identify who the chosen people are, because the Messiah is coming for the chosen people. So if you're unclear as to who the chosen people are, then you're not even qualified for the conversation. But we are clear as to who the chosen people are. We know that we're in our Jubilee year. We know that this is the 400th year to 1619 to 2019. We know that biblical passage that was written about the people who will be held in bondage
Abraham's
for 400 years.
Grandchildren. Yeah.
We know it ain't. We know it's not the Ashkenaz. We know it's not nobody but us. So the messianic ones, when Nipsey made his transition, the way that he qualified as being a messiah is the fact that his influence and his message and his energy spread into the hearts of people who did not know him. Why did my daughter's grandmother call me talking about, yo, I'm ready to ride for Nipsey? Like, what are you talking about? So you had people crying over the man. You had people that were inspired by him. They hustling, motivating. They throwing up the goddamn victory lap emoji all over the. You know what I mean? Messianic. He inspired the hearts and the minds. He jump started and gave a divine spark. We was in LA together, Pop. The hood is awoke now. The hood woke.
Who woke?
My brother out there right now, he's like, it's still electric out there. It's still popping. The hood globally been woken up by somebody whose name meant God will rise. And it wasn't just a name, it was a title. And that I was in the Staples Center. That was a ceremony, that was a coronation. You feel me? That wasn't no funeral. He got coronated. Then they drove him in a whole bunch of phantoms through the city, 25 miles. And then his mama got up there and she got in her spiritual bag and lit the whole thing up.
He said, God ain't in the sky. He's in his first word.
He's in us. So we've been beaten down and downtrodden, and we've been lied to, and we've been given and fed all of this poison, and we've been held down for way too long. So the fact that anybody would want to spend billions of dollars to stop the rising of the black messiahs is understandable, because in order for something to rise, something got to fall. They're not ready to give up the keys to the Lambo. You understand? But it's inside of us. It's in our hearts and in our minds. So once you get your heart right and once you get your mind right, there's no way to go but up. You're gonna just, the minute you walk in the room, you wake niggas up with your energy, because we electric beings. And then look what happened with Nipsey's untimely demise. It made Savior a household name in the hip hop community. Thanks. So now his spirit is working through all of the crevices and the cracks and whatnot, sparking people in ways that they never thought that they could be sparked. You know how many hood niggas is telling me they on a Sabi diet? And they got electric bodies and all of that. I'm like, what the hell?
Wow. Man,
so
Sabi's going vegan than ever.
Facts. So Sabi's a messiah. Nipsey's a messiah. The big homie's a messiah. We got many messiahs amongst us, and we can't get all, you know, we can't get scared to say that. We can't get scared to say that. And the messiahs don't have to be puritanical. There's nobody that I've ever met melanated this, what you call perfect. The only perfect people, I kissed them in their casket and their body was cold as a rock. That's the only time that they perfect, when they not here. You understand? We are perfect imperfections. So because of our Christianized mind states, and because we've been, raised in that mentality that we're looking for these Christ-like figures, we miss the mark. We miss our messiahs. You feel me? The biblical Jesus was with who? Who was he chilling with most of the time?
12 cats.
And then those 12 cats was around lepers, murderers, rapists, killers, gamblers, robbers, and things of that nature, a.k.a. translation, that nigga was in the trenches.
Facts.
He was in the trenches. He wasn't of the trenches, but he was in the trenches. So we got brothers and sisters. Where else do we need the fixing? Where else do we need help? Where else do we need inspiration, if not in the trenches? So your Messiah is going to come from the trenches, my nigga. He ain't going to come from above. He gonna look like you and talk like you. Remember, speak the language of the people. It can't be nobody sounding like a Poindexter. He's not gonna resonate. Hundreds of rappers have died. Did they inspire? Did they have the messianic force like the God? You feel me? So there's a difference, because niggas die every day. So it's not a fact that everybody got the force, but there's a selected few that do, bro. You know, and we got to protect those who got it. And for the ones who exemplify that kind of energy, you know, we have to, we can't wait for them to make transition to begin to hoist them and hold them up and to speak about how great they were. Because, you know, you missing a big point. You missing the point. They wasn't fucking with Jesus when he was alive.
At all.
He became a legend. He became an icon in his transition. You know what I mean? So as black people, we can't be necromancers. necromancers mean that we worship, we fuck with the dead. You know what I'm saying? We gotta fuck with the living more than we fuck with the dead. So yeah.
All right, so Casey, we gotta get you in here because you got real jewels to drop. It's let me see this charger one time. It's something that you do that I feel like everybody that you feel like everybody should do, and if you had a message for most people that are trying to go into entrepreneurship or trying to go into just controlling their life, being their own architect of their own reality, what would your message be?
Swing for the fucking fence. I mean, you're doing it anyways. Mm-hmm. The only people who are making small money is the people at the bottom of the totem pole. What I deal with is like big money, like big money. When shit go down, they calling me. So it's a disparity there because a lot of people don't even know that it exists, which is why I do what I do. But you're doing it anyways. It's the same energy. I work a lot easier. I really do. Like, I'm chilling every day. This is why you see me in California, you see me here, because people are doing the work for me. But it's large companies, you know what I mean? So I would just say, swing for the fence. Go all out, you know what I mean? You may get this one chance, and you may hit. Fucking do it.
All right, so we told them that you was a federal government contractor, but tell them how you got started and what was the process of actually getting through and making this happen.
So basically in 2006, I bought one dump truck, right? I was like, okay, I got a little bit of money. What can I do? Blah, 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 blah. Got the one truck, got 2 trucks, got 3 trucks. Diversified into another form of transportation, more geared towards construction projects. Ended up with 5 trucks. And so I'm sitting with $400,000. And I'm like, okay, what? This is crazy. I don't even know how I did it. You know what I mean? I just kept turning over stones. And I really started taking courses, classes. Within your local government, like here in the city of Houston, there's small business minority resources that they may or may not know about, which is, what I teach. Through like scholarships and just, different programs. I was like, where's this money coming from? You know what I mean? I found it. The government is giving it away every day. All my contracts, I don't bid for nothing. They give them to me. You know what I mean? They call me and be like,
you're already on the list.
I'm already on the list.
To be called.
Because I fit the demographic. I fit the set aside. I'm a woman. You know what I mean? I'm black. Exactly. So they have to give it to me. Especially when they get in a pinch. Because, they got people on their back too. So in October, they're going to be calling again. They're going to be giving money away. And so, if you don't know, I'm here to tell you. It's possible. I'm the proof. That's a fact. I could take care of all y'all in here if I wanted to. That is a fact. And that's not bragging. That's just, I paid my dues. So, that's that. Yeah, I mean. Said
it so nice. It came out twice. All right, so the steps on people could take to, not just to get in contact with you, but a direction that you would funnel them toward would be what?
Well, so I just started a mentorship program about 3 months ago. I just unveiled it this month. Ironically, it's called The Blueprint, right? It takes you from A to Z and everything in between. Because once you start getting contracts, you may need, a loan. You might need a warehouse. You might need, whatever. So I take you through the things they're not going to tell you, the things that you need to look out for. It's like walking through a landmine. I done already been through it, you know what I mean? So I know where to step and where not to step. They can find me on Instagram at The Compass Circle. I'm on Facebook, The Compass Circle. My website is www.thecompasscircle.com. I'm everywhere. I'm not hard to find.
Okay. All right, Red. Yes, who is she? That's Casey from The Compass Circle. She just told y'all 317 times. All right. Earlier we talked about the 100 monkey syndrome. And theory. And it basically shows that there is something that's interconnected within the mind of man or the planet where we all will be in correlation to the same thing. In mathematics, we were separated by dimensions. We would say we live in the 3rd dimension with depth and height. And in the 4th dimension, that would be us being see-through. And in the 5th dimension, that would be us thinking the same. Right. So that 5th dimensional living that makes it to where there's no boundaries, there's no neighbors, we're all neighbors on the internet, there's no geological separation. How do you think that as a culture we can tap into that while understanding that the internet is our assistant?
Well, everything that Napoleon Hill was teaching about the mastermind principle everything that the quantum physicians talk about, the power of the collective mind, that is what you're witnessing in what is called the internet or the World Wide Web. We have tapped into, we've tapped into a spiritual apparatus that can help us manifest whatever it is that we collectively are working to manifest. The reason why it's not been utilized as that is because who the fuck taught us that? They told you go on the web and go watch some chicks twerking. Mm-hmm. They told you to go on the web and talk nigga shit on Twitter. You feel me? They told you to go on the web and go into social media when that was really social networks. Completely different usage. People on social media don't make money. People on social networks make millions of dollars. It's a different. They came out with the movie about Facebook and they called it social networks. But we call it social media. So you're on the user end of the bag. You're not on the production end. You're not on the end where the money is being made. You the customer. You're not the hustler. So you on social media giving out all your data, having all of these reactions, just feeding the machine. And they on the other end extracting everything and selling it. Do you know every time that there's a Negro outrage, there's billions of dollars made in your data being sold? Because people want that data. They want to know who is
what they mad at.
Yeah, what they mad at, and who's saying what, and where they saying it, and who's listening to them. And where they from. The people that's saying it, what's their locations. All of that. Location, everything is for sale. So
the internet is our universal mind.
Huh?
The internet is our universal mind.
It is the personification is basically, when they say in the morning when the dew falls on the grass, it would be the dew from what it is that we've collectively been building on all of these centuries. It has come to fruition in the internet. It's the collective mind. Look at what we're doing right now, Pop. We're going live. Multiple cameras are going live. We're touching places in Zimbabwe and the Sudan. Every time I go on live for my YouTube show, I do a roll call just so the family that's in the building or that are participating can see. This is a global conversation, fam. This shit is not local. So I'm doing I'm Ted Brokaw now. I'm Walter Cronkite in 2019. What if Malcolm was able to go live in 65 or 63, 62, 61?
That's what I be saying.
What if Marcus Garvey was able to go live and give you updates on the Black Star Liner? Like, this is a very precarious time. Yeah. The problem with it is we don't have the discipline needed to harness the power that's being put out there to make something happen. You ever read the book 1 Minute Millionaire?
Yeah.
That shit was ill. You read the book, The Long Tail?
I audiobooked that. That was my That's on YouTube, everybody. Yeah, that's on YouTube.
That's required. Chris Anderson, the editor of The Wire, The Long Tail. That's required reading.
I ain't heard that.
4-Hour Work Week.
Required. Tim Ferriss.
Tim Ferriss. That's required reading. All of these are cheat codes. You all need cheat codes because you're inside of the matrix. This is a game. If you don't got cheat codes, what you playing the game for? You don't even know what you playing. Because everybody that's winning got cheat codes. And they not going to give you the code. They going to act like they just doing this. Oh, it's Jesus grabbing the wheel. No, it's a cheat code. It's a cheat code. You figured it out. You had a mentor or somebody who gave you the game. And unfortunately, people who look like us, the price that we got to pay to get the game from them, I don't even want to get into it. There might be children watching. But they're going to put you through all kind of sacrifices in order to give it up. So we out here giving out the game, breaking codes, you feel me? Doing it in real time, showing the family through the lifestyle, through the life, through the demonstration.
Visible alchemy.
Through visible alchemy that all things are possible. You feel me? All things are possible. And these days and times will be written about 100 years from now as being one of the most important times in history.
Facts.
So we gotta, I know it's.
They gonna ask how we got through it.
How we got through
Trump
it.
was the president. Nipsey died.
So,
All at the same time. Just how we looking at Malcolm and Martin and you know what I'm saying. All that at the same time.
That's a fact. So we just have to take toll of where we're at, and and take advantage of it, because everything that we ask for is in our hands right now. That's a fact. Everything. Mm-hmm. We need to thank the ancestors even more on a daily basis, because damn near everything that we prayed for and we said that we needed, and we was like, if only we had this, we would be able to get over.
Then you get it.
Nigga, you got it.
Then you get it.
You got it. Spend less time online in the distraction matrix and spend more time online digging into these wells where it's filled up with all kind of oil. You could hit pay dirt if you know how to surf. Get with Pop Darby with Unity is Wealth, because unity is the key with the internet. Power's in the numbers.
Thanks.
The power's in the people. Like they said, the Black Panther said, we the people, power to the people. Then the internet came and said, nigga, we giving the people power. But where's our power? Where is it?
We haven't harnessed that natural energy yet.
It's a natural energy. It's free energy, man.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm talking about? It's free energy. So,
all right. So, we only see a little bit of the electric spectrum, ultralight beams and X-rays and infrared and whatnot. And what they use that to do is to pump fear. We become fear mongers. They pump fear into people. So what do you feel like? I mean, you done gave them a couple books, but what is something that people can concentrate their energy on to pump something other than fear into themselves?
Go and listen and watch to the people who are fearless. Go see how Sabi carried himself. Realize that he never said white supremacy. Realize that he never blamed white people for any of the problems that are going on. He said, I'm shooting them in a temples. I'm headshotting whatever theories they threw out there. I'm gonna clap it down. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't forfeit his manhood when saying that. A lot of the people today, unfortunately, are really not empowering the people to be warriors. They empowering them to be warriors. Warriors. Listen to Malcolm, uncompromising. Listen to Marcus, uncompromising. Listen to Khaled, regardless if they here or not, because the Negro, the monkey brain, will be like, "But they died, nigga. What? They were martyrs,
nigga. What?
We all got it. What the fuck is you talking about? I would rather go out as a martyr than to die in some goddamn alley getting pissed on. You feel me? Or go out, like millions of our brothers and sisters went out and they get forgotten about the next day because they were taking penitentiary chances or they were not living out their purpose. If you go out living your purpose, you a legend. What are you talking about? You should want that. You should ask for that. But we not been raised, because a lot of these religions, they raise us to have broken backs. You feel me? Because they got their back broken. A lot of our people, because of what they went through, the trauma and whatnot, I got a son. I don't want him to go through what I went through. But I'm not going to teach him how to jump rope through life. Or double dutch through his experiences, because he going to have to bump his head a few times in order to be my son. In order to be who he is, in order to fulfill his destiny, you're going to have to taste some blood in your mouth. Don't be afraid to get hit. Like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. But how many of us are teaching our people how to get hit in the mouth and to keep going?
Red Pill with the bars. All right, y'all. It's 10 o'clock now. We finna get ready to get up out of here. I want you to talk about that. There we go. I want you to talk about what we got going on this week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Period. To take over.
Yeah, nigga, we popping up. How about it? We in Houston. We in H-Town.
We at the Media Block.
We at the Media Block. With tomorrow from
6023 South Loopies is on.
Yeah, 6023 South Loopies in the hood. Right? At the pop-up. Right? We're going to have merch. We're going to have information. Casey Cooper will be in the building. Pop Darby will be in the building.
Factories.
My brother Talik from Soul Food Vegan.
Facts.
He'll be in the building. We giving you hustle and motivation, cloth talk that ain't for the camera. And then on Saturday, I'll be supporting my good brother Loaded Lux at Gnome 7. Shout out to Briz Rothstein, all of the battle rappers. I got big love for the battle rappers. I feel that the battle rappers are at the apex of hip hop. They are the most important artists in the game. They kept that shit alive with bars. You dig? And on Sunday, we will be at the Shape Center with Professor Griff doing the Fear of a Black Planet 2, the one on Almeida. Is that how you pronounce it?
I mean,
The Shape Center 3rd Ward.
yeah.
From 4 to 8.
Almeida.
Yeah.
I'll give them the address. They know
We
it's
will be
Shape
at the
Center
Shape
on
Center,
Almeida.
4 to 8 with Professor Griff, the OG, the legend. Alright? The icon. Red and Blue Pill, Professor Griff. There's 25, I believe, online. You can go to Eventbrite, Fear of a Black Planet. .eventbrite.com or fearofablackplanet2.eventbrite.com. Make sure you put Houston in the city and whatnot. And big love for H-Town. Always, you know what I mean? Always home. Shout out to everybody that's out here holding it down. You already know what it is. Salute. Alright? Peace.
Hey, appreciate everybody for paying attention, listening to us and giving us your ears of service, and whether you listening now or in the future, or watching this now or in the future. I appreciate everybody's existence. We're going to make this shit go on. Don't forget that these investments open up tomorrow. Don't forget that I'll see y'all at 6 o'clock at the Media Block tomorrow, and I will be at the lecture Sunday. So it's lit.
Facts2020.org, y'all. Facts2020.org. We're going to
Clean
organize
up.
and rise.
Community cleanup Saturday in Acres Homes. So
Okay.
if you trying to hit the streets and clean up, we out there.
That's
know
right.
the vibes. That's how we rocking. And we got some more shit going on. The best. All right, bet. I'm up live.
Peace. Yes, sir.
You ain't got to say